This is Pam. She needs a new dishwasher.
I'm no appliance expert, and I need someone who is. I bought my washer and dryer at Albert Lee because they know their stuff.
Congratulations, Pam, on your new
Sorry about the
KitchenAid
commercial. I
dishwasher
hate
from
these
Albert Lee
things.
Appliance. We're more than just high-end.
New at 6, Seattle cops can monitor your every move.
They now own a piece of equipment that has tracking capabilities.
And all it takes is a cell phone in your pocket.
They can pick up any mobile device that's near a node and track its movement.
Yes, a new wireless network set up all over the city can keep a log of the last 1,000 places you have visited.
SPD says it's not being used right now, but New at 6, Cairo 7's David Ham investigated to find signs the network is already active.
You may not have noticed these white boxes mounted on poles across Seattle. You also may not know these boxes can track you through your cell phone. Back in February, Seattle police announced it bought what's called a mesh network with $2.6 million of Homeland Security money. The network has 160 wireless access points that dedicates a wireless network for emergency responses.
When we have large public gatherings, situations like in Boston, and something bad happens, the first thing we want to know is how are we using technology to capture that information.
So here's how these wireless access points could be tracking you. If you go into your phone's Wi-Fi settings, you'll see these networks named after intersections, 3rd and Union, 4th and Pike, 4th and Union. These are all on the mesh network. Every time the network sees your phone, that data can be stored. Take this woman on the phone, for example. The network is capable of storing her IP address, the type of device she's using, the app she's using, her location, and match it up to the last 1,000 places she's been.
They now own a piece of equipment that has tracking capabilities, so we think that they should be going to City Council and presenting a protocol for the whole network that says they won't be using it for surveillance purposes.
SPD said a policy is being reviewed by the city attorney's office, and the network won't be used until the city council approves the plan. And we also asked SPD why we can see these network names if it's not being used. Well, they couldn't give us an explanation. Live in Seattle, David Ham, Cairo 7 Eyewitness News.
Well, more of the same. I've been out of the mix for a while, for the last 4 months, but nothing's changed. And I've kind of just ignored everything for a while, but I knew it all was still there. No, I don't live in Seattle, but that's not the point. If it's happening in Seattle, it's happening everywhere. And let's not kid ourselves about, oh, well, it might not be used for this or that. It's going to be used to track everybody. They're not just going to turn a switch and turn it on and off. They're going to use it in the name of protecting us from ourselves, like always. We hear the same story all the time. If you have nothing to hide, what are you worried about? Well, maybe we're worried about our privacy. Maybe the people in Seattle should be worried about their privacy. It's a freaking control spy grid. I've talked about this before in the past, and so have a lot of you. I mean, Department of Homeland Security is funding this, and they can track an entire city. It's really insane. I mean, hey, we already know they can listen to our phone conversations on our phones anytime they want anyway. Every cell phone since September of 2000, or October I think it was, of 2001, has a chip in it. I could take this phone, well, I guess I don't have it sitting here, but I could take my phone, pop it apart and pull out the little SIM card. It's a microchip. Okay, I'm not going to do that, but you all know that. Any of you have cell phones. Most of them have a smart chip in it and can be tracked anytime, anywhere. So the idea is that, oh, they're not going to use it for this or that is bullshit. They're going to use it to track everybody, anytime, and everywhere. Why? Because they can. What other reason do they need? Let's face it. We lost our privacy a long time ago. We lost our Second Amendment rights a long time ago. Pretty much lost all our rights a long time ago. We're just given the illusion that we're free. Let me tell you something. We're only allowed to do things if they say we can. It's been that way for many years. We might as well get used to it. That's the way it is. I'm not saying we shouldn't fight against it. Don't get me wrong. But it's the cold reality of the situation is we're not free.